I'm Brenda Quintana coming to you from the Beehive. Today I'm going to show you how to make this note card using the Jar of Cheer stamp set and a few other helper stamp sets. What I love about this note card is it's basically all stamping and a little bit of coloring. And the nice thing about that is if you're going to make a lot of these and you're going to mail them, the cards won't be bulky to mail and they won't cost you anything extra in postage because they'll be super flat. So let me show you how to make this card. So to start off with, you're going to need a package of Whisper White note cards and envelopes. And I'm just going to pull out a note card here. And I'm going to put it up at the top of my grid paper here. And we're going to be using the hardwood stamp set to stamp the bottom here. And I want it to go up about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to mark up 3/4 of an inch from the bottom on both sides to kind of give myself an idea of where to aim for. Then I'm going to take my hardwood stamp and I'm going to take my Sahara Sand ink pad. And because we won't be stamping up too far, I'm just going to ink the top edge of this stamp. There's no need to ink all of it. And I'm just going to carefully flip this over. And I'm going to aim my edge to those pencil marks that I made earlier. Like that. And then I'm going to take my ruler again and I'm going to make myself a mark about 1 inch over from the left hand side, and that's just going to be the indicator where I want my jar to be stamped. So I'm going to take the jar from the Jar of Cheer stamp set and my smoky slate ink pad, and I'm going to ink it up. I've got this jar on a really large block because it helps me see around the block when I'm stamping. If it's on a super small block, I can't always see exactly where I'm positioning things. So for this one, you can stamp the bottom of the jar over top of the hardwood, and then the left-hand side is going to line up with your pencil mark. So kind of just have that overlapping onto the hardwood. The hardwood is stamped in a really light color, so it would actually show through a jar if a jar was sitting on a hardwood surface like that. Then we're going to take the top of the jar and ink it up. And I'm just going to position it right up at the top and then just stamp down like that. Next, I'm going to take my Memento Tuxedo black ink pad and open it up. And I'm going to use the candle stamp from the Jar of Cheer stamp set again. Make sure it's inked up well. And I'm going to aim this one so it's right at the bottom of my jar. It's going to overlap both the jar and the hardwood. Just bring that down to the bottom and make sure you've got good contact and stamp. Then I'm going to open up my Real Red ink pad. There's just 2 more things that I want to stamp. Now, the Jar of Cheer stamp set comes with a bow, but I wanted my bow to be a little smaller. So there's the Jar of Love stamp set, which was our original jar set, and these kind of match up a little bit. Because I already had the stamp set, I'm going to take the bow from here. It's more like a baker's twine, and it doesn't overpower this particular jar. So I'm going to take that. And I'm going to need to mask off a bit. The twine on this stamp is just a little bit long and I don't want it to come off of the jar. So I'm just going to mask off my right side. And by mask off, I mean I'm just going to cover up the note card so that my ink doesn't stamp onto there. And I'm just going to line it up onto the right side of the top of the lid. And then I'm going to ink this. And I'm going to make sure I line up my left side perfectly with the edge of the jar here. I'm just eyeballing it going over top. And you can see how the twine actually ends up on your post-it note, but when you peel it off, it ends perfectly at the edge of the jar. Let's keep our Real Red out for a moment, and I'm going to take this cute little greeting, Merry Wishes, from the Oh What Fun stamp set. Let me just ink that up right here. And I'm just going to put this right next to the jar down here, right at the edge of that hardwood stamp. Isn't that cute? And now to finish this off, all we need to do is color it. So I've got my garden green and real red markers here. So let's start off with the garden green. And I'm just going to hit all of the leaves down here with my garden green marker. And then afterwards, I'm going to come in with my real red marker and hit all the berries. So it just takes a little second to get all of these colored. Then I'm going to take that real red, and there's just a few little berries to hit, like that. And then for the candle flame, I thought it would be cool to use the gold Wink of Stella just to give it a little shimmer. So I'm just going to hit the candle flame with that gold right there. And I thought I'd keep my candle white, so I'm going to hit it with clear Wink of Stella. Just go in, and it will give it kind of the silvery undertone. So if you hold this card up to the light, you'll be able to see the twinkling of the candle and the twinkling of its little flame. It's just really subtle but pretty. And then all we need to do is fold this card along the score line. And I'm going to use my bone folder to smooth out that fold so that the card will be flat. And there you go, a really simple note card using a few stamp sets and some ink colors. And this card will be perfect for mailing for a Christmas card. All the supplies you'll need to make this jar of cheer note card are available for purchase on my blog. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Bye for now. If you like this tutorial, be sure to check out all the free with purchase tutorials available on my blog. The Home Sweet Home pop-up card tutorial is just one of the exclusive tutorials that you can choose free with a minimum purchase in my Stampin' Up! Store.